Welcome back to another episode of the podcast, and today is actually Valentine's Day that we're recording, and it's going to be coming out Thursday, so it won't be Valentine's Day.
That's okay.
Then. But, since we're married and we're going on, 5 years?
5 years married, 10 years together.
Yeah, 5 years married, 10 years together, and we wanted to do, a little relationship advice, or if you had questions about our relationship, if you just want to know what we would do in your situation, something like that. So we just want to have an episode like that, answer any questions that you have, and talk about things that go on in our relationship, good or bad. We already had an argument this morning, so
yeah, we did.
That's how.
I'm just saying, ladies, if you could weigh in on this, he gave me a Valentine's Day card and he didn't sign it. Obviously, I know who it's from, but it's that extra step was really that hard. You wrote my name on the envelope. You could have just. Your name is 3 letters.
I know. I had an excuse for it, I said, well, you didn't know who it was from, but the real reason is I had already bought it. I didn't know we were doing this Saturday night or Saturday. I thought we were doing it today.
Right.
I had everything set. I already had everything in here, and when you were telling Kirsty that I didn't get you anything. I hurried up and found the card.
I didn't say he didn't get me anything. I did not say he didn't get me anything. I was repeating about last year when he didn't get me anything and also ignored the card I got him and left it on the table all day long and never opened it. So I put it away for a year. So that's the card he got today. I really did not care. I was like, okay, fine. You saved me a year. But last year we didn't do, we did 0 celebration whatsoever. So we were talking about it, me and my niece Kirsty, and we were on FaceTime, and it was just a funny joke between the two of us about him not opening the card because she witnessed it. She was there for it. She's like, are you kidding me? He still didn't open it? I was like, nope, it's going back in the drawer. I did not care. I was so angry at him last year. So we were talking about that, and I was like, he probably didn't, and he had this, shit-eating grin on his face where, he didn't get me anything. Again, he's like, I'm like, just a card, dude. Make one. Write it. We have paper by the foot in here, and I've got colored pencils everywhere and highlighters and you name it. Just write I love you or I heart you. You know what I mean? And that's why, so it became a joke when he literally had this look on his face that I swore, he lied to me very well yesterday, which kind of scares me because he's very good at that. But
told you. I
swore that he really didn't get me anything again. And I was like, are you kidding me? And Kirsty's she was oh, on FaceTime, and then all of a sudden he walks out with this box of chocolates and this card. And he's laughing hysterically. Kirsty's crying. She's laughing so hard. And I'm laughing because I'm just wow, he proved me wrong. Okay, he got me something. But I planned on celebrating it last night just because I wanted to do something special. But we ended up just watching the challenge and eating food, which is kind of our normal everyday life. But it's fine. There wasn't really anything to do, and it's fine. We don't really do the Valentine's Day thing anyway. But I originally wanted to do it last night. Yeah. Just because you work today, so.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. I already had I had the card and stuff, and I hurried up to, put it in the envelope, and I was like, oh, I need to sign the card, the envelope, and I totally forgot to sign the card. So, because I was in a rush. So you rushed me, and that's what you got.
You're really quiet.
You're
really quiet in the headphones. I could barely hear you. It sounded like you were just talking to the thing.
I know, but it looks like I'm... see.
That was a little much. Balanced it out.
Is that better?
That's better.
Check. All right.
That's better.
All right. You got anything else to say, or we can get into the questions?
I mean... I want to know if other people celebrate Valentine's Day, but that's fine.
It's too late now.
Yeah. I mean, it is too late, but I could find out after the fact if anybody did anything special on Valentine's Day.
Right.
Or if they have a tradition. I know a lot of people with kids, it's really important to them because it's Valentine's Day. Yeah, because they're
I guess, we got stuff.
And like, so they, look forward to that one night, just like their anniversary or whatever. And some people look at it as stupid. I just have always had Valentine's Day, and I think I'm just spoiled by that. Like, my mom has given me a Valentine's gift my entire life. Like, even this year, I get Starbucks gift cards and cookies. Yeah. Like, when I was, like, growing up, like, teenage to 20s, she was giving me, like, Victoria's Secret gift cards, or, like, she would buy me clothes, and she would do stuff like that. So, like, my whole life, since you're little, when you get the Valentine's at school, which was always traumatic, like, do you give the one that says I love you to the cute boy, or to your best friend? Like, that shit's serious. That becomes a real debate when you get old enough to understand it. Yeah. But when you're little, it's just like, Mom, I have to bring in 25 boxes of candy. No peanuts, please. Thanks. And it was just like, you just let your mom do the Valentine stuff, and then it got older. So your entire life you do it, and then you get into a relationship where it's just not as... I think we set the bar too high too early. We did that Valentine's Day getaway at the Hilton at
but that's what you do. But it's not that, though. It's going to be different every year. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's going to be times where we do that, You know how I like to be spontaneous.
I know.
I don't like to, plan things a year ahead. I'm
such a planner. I like to know.
I'm not like that at all.
And I like to know that the day is here, so, like, I'm expecting something like Christmas. Like,
yeah, because things come to me, like, on a whim, so I'm just like, ooh, I'm going to do that. And then I'll let you know, like, the next couple of days.
Yeah.
So, I mean, every year is going to be different. It's not going to be the same thing every year, and that's what is exciting about it.
You know what else is exciting? When Ben's like, "Oh, the mail's here. Oh, I bought myself a shirt again." Like, bro, come on.
Oh, guess what? I bought you something. So
you did?
Hop off.
You did not.
I did. It's supposed to be in today or tomorrow.
Gasp, audience.
All right, yeah.
Let's hop into the questions then.
Let's get off the hate Ben train.
I don't hate you. I love you. Ben lives in acts of service, and it's really important that you know your partner's love language. So love language is really important, I think, to me.
Love language, right.
People I honestly don't even know all of them. I just know acts of service is one of them. Affirmation, physical touch. I'm like an affirmation, I'm all of them. And Ben lives in acts of service because that's literally what he has to do, which sucks for me to like know that. That's all he does, but it's like some women would kill for that. Like, please do the laundry, please scrub the toilet. Like,
well, I think there's stuff I'm working on. I think there's stuff I'm working on too because, like, the words of affirmation, like, I'm not used to that, and I don't need it myself, so it's hard to hard to remember.
I love giving it out. I love giving it to him.
You love giving it, but I don't need it.
That sounded so bad.
Yeah. But that's the thing. You love giving those words of affirmation where I'm just like, okay, shut up. Like, I don't need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas I'm like giving you acts of service where you're like, okay, I love that, but I need these other things too.
Part of me is
so
just
we both do the same thing.
Yeah, I think we're both just like, yeah, that's cool, but that's like expected. Like, I guess we both kind of, like, we're kind of assholes when it comes to that, but other than that,
but we talk about it and we know about it. You know what I'm saying? We don't just like resent each other for it.
No, I'll just like joke with you about, and then like, you see how fast our Valentine's Day argument went this morning? It was like 2 seconds.
Yeah, because I know it wasn't serious.
No, it wasn't.
Right.
Like, I don't need you to sign the card. I know who it's from. Like, I know that it was a rush, like, grab it out of the closet, bring it to me to prove me wrong yesterday thing. Like, it was, and I didn't even know what my card said, to be honest, because you didn't open it last year, so I just saved it. Mm-hmm. And the only thing I did, like, I'm the type of person where sometimes, and this is something I do like to do, is, like, I can't drive, so I can't go out and, like, surprise Ben with like, oh, I went and got this. It's like, I gotta ask mommy or daddy to drive me somewhere, or a sibling, and I hate that feeling. I really do. And right now, like, with my seizures being so out of control, they're happening so much, I can't wear a mask, so I can't be out for that long. So I've just kind of been thinking about like, okay, like, what can I do? And so one of the things I'll do is like, oh, I placed a grocery order and it's like, oh, I ordered something that I know Ben loves. Like, oh, he didn't put Diet Coke on his list, but I got it for him because I know him.
There you
Or
go.
like, I got him chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream because I know what he loves.
Because
like,
when you do that, you see how excited I get. It's
do.
more than,
I mean,
like, it's more than.
Yesterday
and
you
said.
You
can surprise me with anything, and I'm just like, oh, yay, cool. But if you get me Diet Coke when I forgot to put it on my list, I'm like, girl, you know me so well. Like,
there was something else I remembered one time. You were like, Diet Coke and something. I don't remember. And you were like, yes. And it wasn't even like an unhealthy or like a cheat anything. It was just something random. It was probably like sweet peppers or something stupid.
It's probably something I forgot, yeah.
And I was just like, oh, well, he needs that, so I'm going to get it for him. Like, that's just how I am sometimes. So that's like the best I can do. And the words of affirmation, like, I know he doesn't love hearing it all the time, but I just like to tell him because I just, like, I mean, I feel like especially now, like, I just went through a really traumatic experience where I couldn't even tell that you were there. And then all of a sudden they took you away from me.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the scariest days of it's probably the scariest day of my life. And
it's hard.
The thought of just not seeing you for who knows how long, and just the thought that I was almost like not there for good. And the last thing I said to you was, I'll be right back. And I don't like that. So that's why I get so into the words of affirmation, because I feel like, any day could be anybody's day. So I've always been like make sure you say I love you before you go to bed, and make sure.
Yeah, I don't mind that. But it's like when you tell me like how great I am, or I'm perfect, or all this other blah, 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 blah,
To me,
I'm just like,
you are
right,
those things.
I get it.
I don't care if you're not those things to yourself or to anybody else in the world. To me, you are those things.
But it's like, I'm with that with anything, like at work, I'm not someone that needs a pat on the back. I know I did a good job. I know I'm doing the right thing.
I would appreciate that sometimes.
Yeah, and some people do need that. I get it. But I'm just saying me, I'm not that kind of person. And I think that leads to the love languages where, we both kind of try and give each other's the things that we want rather than what each other wants. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
I don't even know what I don't like. I couldn't even tell you. Probably just
you don't want anything,
touch,
Ben.
the physical stuff.
Yeah, that is what you want.
That's all it is.
You don't want anything else. It's just kind of weird. You're not much of a... But I love that you do give me what I need, like when like my kitchen hugs. Like you expect them in the morning. Like you see me standing there and you're cooking something, and you're like, hold on. And you get cleaned up, and then you're like, come here. Yeah. Like, you know what I need. I need a Ben hug.
Right. And I don't know. I think for me, it's just nice knowing that I just know how much you love me and how much you care about me, and that you're there for me. And I already know that in the back of my mind. So I don't really need anything else from you. Because I know you're my ride or die. You're my gang. You know what I mean? You're my A1.
Oh my God, keep quoting the song, please. Keep quoting the song. Come on.
No, I'm serious. That's why I like that song, because it reminds me of you. And, that's why I don't need any of those things, because in the back of my mind, it's all that.
Well, like every song reminds me of you, but there's certain ones like Starving.
I don't know what that means.
The main line is like, I didn't know that I was starving till I tasted you. I like that song. Yeah. And then I'm sure, it has deeper meaning, you weirdo.
No, I get it.
And then, even though there's some parts that are so not fitting to us, him and I, G-Eazy and Halsey.
Yeah.
That song, I'm like, yep, in the end, it's him and I. Like, that's it. Like, that's it. So, certain things like that, like, I'll hear a song, I'm just like, yep, that's us. Like, we don't need anything. Like, I don't know, I think we're very independent as a couple. Like, we don't need anything else but each other.
Yeah.
And that's, and sometimes we need my mom to make us lasagna for dinner because we're too lazy.
And apple pie, yeah.
And apple pie. No, in all fairness to anyone who's listening, my mom was already making said dinner. We just weren't going over to the house because we just weren't. And so she offered to drop some off. Like, it's not far away, so she did. So it's fine. Yeah. Like, it's no big deal. But
so I think a lot of times people probably perceive us as like so in love and we don't fight and we're like perfect and we don't, I don't know, like,
I don't know if people really think that.
Like, I'm always there for you and you never get mad at me. Yeah. I'm like, what? She's mad at me all the time.
I'm not always mad at you.
Well, I mean, I'm exaggerating. Okay. Not all the time.
Whoa.
But
let's slow that roll. I am not always mad at you, like, ever.
Not like seriously mad, but like there's things that you
there's little pet peeves where it's like peeves, sit on the same couch as me just once.
Right, brush your teeth. Like those
brush
your
teeth.
Your breath smells every morning, bro.
Take a shower.
Yeah.
Change your pants. Change your shirt. Change your hoodie. After Christmas, he wore the same hoodie for 2 straight weeks.
I did. That hoodie's comfy.
After Christmas, he didn't shower for a straight week. Oh, wait. I'm never wearing the Scooter Farm hoodie again. Did you get that back?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. It. I'm never wearing it again.
Yeah, you can't see.
See
what happens when you wear my clothes?
Yeah, I wore your clothes. I almost died.
But the reason I brought that up, because so the question is, do you do anything extra for each other for Valentine's Day? Or is every day Valentine's Day around us?
I wouldn't say it's Valentine's Day. And no, we don't do it. It's neither. We don't do anything. We don't do
anything extra.
I mean, you go above and beyond just because it's considered above and beyond to me, because if I were in that position, obviously I would do it for you because I love you that much. But from an outside perspective, there's probably a lot of people that are like, you know, questioning, like, why do you keep putting up with this? Like, I didn't have this problem when you and I got together.
Right.
I wasn't ending up in the ER and the EMU. Like, I wasn't ending up hospitalized left and right and ending up with all these issues when we were first together, and you just stuck it out and you didn't care. And, you know, with each new different thing, I mean, there was a whole bunch of nurses trying to move me, and you were just like, let me just pick her up and put her in a chair because I know how to do that.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't care. You pushed people out of the way to be with me in an emergency situation where whether I knew you were there or not, I could tell that, you know, what happened and stuff like that. Or people I feel like probably on the outside are like, why did they put up with, like... So I feel like you go above and beyond to the outside eye and to me as well. But to you, you just think, I'm your husband, that's what I'm supposed to do. Like, I'm going to do that because I love you. Right. That's what you tell me.
Yeah, that's
and
what it
to
is.
me, it's just, like, mind-blowing that someone's willing to, wipe someone's drool. Like, I mean, I'm not asking you to wipe my butt or anything because I would never do that to you.
Nah.
But, and, like, the feeling's mutual on that. So, like, you know, I'm never going to wipe your butt either.
Trust me.
So, like, I'm good.
You know how I am, so I would never let you anywhere near me. No.
Never. But it's just, like, cleaning up my drool when I'm slobbering everywhere because I'm seizing. Like, and just that kind of thing is just something it's abnormal to a regular couple, to your everyday couple, to the people that probably ask these kinds of questions. Like, they don't know what that's like.
Yeah,
they have no idea. Like, we have a very unique relationship in that aspect.
Right.
Very few people can relate to it.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say like we do anything different than other couples except for that. Like, we're not celebrating Valentine's Day every day. It's not a huge romance party all the time. Like, oh my God, showering me with ice and you know, I get all these diamonds. No, I don't.
What are you talking about?
And like, it's not like that. It's just not. And Valentine's Day is the same way. It's a joke. It's a card, and move on. Like, here's some chocolate that you really don't need that both of us are gonna eat.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's the same as, like, I feel like anyone.
Yeah,
I don't think... we fight here and there, but they're never big fights. We don't hold grudges. We don't let it go the whole day.
No.
One of us always steps forward and admits we were wrong. I think compromise, and I think there's probably more questions about it, so we can read more questions because then I think a
I
lot
would
of
just
this
say the answer to this one is no, it's not always Valentine's Day at our house, and no, we don't do anything special. We watch TV and hang out, and last night I had planned a little something. I wanted to cuddle and watch a movie, and the challenge got the best of me. Damn you, MTV!
See,
just so sucked in. It was just like, you know what? Let me eat my food and watch TV. Like, that's it.
All right. So next question is, when did you know you wanted to get married?
When did I know?
Yeah.
When you asked? No, just kidding.
Yeah. No, we talked about it.
We had talked about it. I think we talked about it pretty early on, like.
Which I think is weird when people don't talk about it because you see these videos where the guy proposes and the girl's like, "What? No." Or like, can we talk? You know what I mean?
And it's like
if you're proposing and you don't know what she's gonna say, if you don't know for a fact she's gonna say yes, then why are you doing that? That's weird.
Unless this is like 90 Day Fiance, like
that's crazy to me.
The other thing I think is when you're in a long-term relationship, if you don't talk about marriage, why are you in that relationship? Right. Is my question. Where is it going? Because you don't have to get married necessarily. That's,
Yeah, but you marriage should have that conversation
marriage
about
is a piece of paper to a lot of people, and that's fine.
You should have the conversation about where we're going.
Right.
What's this going to be?
Is this going to be forever? Or is this just like a one-off? Yeah. And I don't know when I knew I wanted to marry you. I fell in love with you pretty quickly. I mean, it took me a little longer than you, but not that much longer. And then I was kind of like, after I just saw the type of person you were and realized what how much you could do for me and the kind of person you made me.
Right.
I just, I guess I just kind of knew. It's just something you just know. You just feel it in your gut. Like, yeah, I'm probably going to marry this guy. Did I know he was proposing that day? No. A lot of people think I did because of how good the photos are and the video. But
that was the setup where we were getting photos done. It was
such a setup that I was like, I set up myself to get engaged by asking to have a pretty photo shoot by Ben's dad.
Yeah, and it was almost screwed up like 3 different times.
Well, Granddad's so cute that when I look back, I realized that it was almost screwed up many times. Me almost going through your phone and seeing a picture of the ring.
Yeah.
Me, thankfully scrolling so far back into you and Dave's conversation because I wanted to see what you guys were talking about to realize that you didn't talk. I was like, fine, I'm bored of this, and I closed it. I almost read your conversation with your best friend about proposing to me.
Shake my head.
Granddad and his camera sitting down. So you don't need me right now? I was just like,
yeah, dude. Oh
but
gosh.
Alyssa helped.
So mad.
Alyssa helped with that so much because Alyssa was like, what's Granddad doing? Like, why is he so I don't know. I guess I just knew I wanted to marry you, but I never.
Yeah, really... I knew since we talked about it, but I actually knew that after the second time we broke up.
Yeah.
And we got back together because I thought about it. I was like, I've remembered myself on how broke I was that, I ended this. I was like, why are we even, we didn't end things on a fight. We ended things
broken,
just because.
Not broke. Huh? Right? Broken, not broke.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay. He's not with me for my money, y'all. Just checking. Had to double check. Closed call.
Where was I?
So after you broke up with me out of sheer nowhere.
Out of nowhere, right. It was just because of the way I felt, and I was like, I don't know if I wanted to be with this, because also I didn't want to keep leading you on if I didn't want to be in a relationship this long.
Yeah.
Because what were we? We were at 3 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I decided to do that.
And I was just about to start my first, full-time job, which I did for us.
Yeah, and then that was around, October, I believe.
Yes, it was.
Right?
Yep.
And then, so, after we got back together, in my mind, I was like, if we're going to do this, I'm going to make it, legit. I think I want to marry her, And then, so the next August of 2014 is when we got engaged. Yeah. So less than a year? Yeah.
Yeah, less than a year.
So less than a year, I made that decision already in my head.
So this is in my head, and I don't know why, but you told me that February, after we got back together, is when you started, like, seriously...
thinking about it, right?
Like, really considering it.
Yeah, that's why I got the ring, too.
You had it for that long?
I'm pretty sure.
In that tiny little apartment, and I never found it?
No, Grandma had it.
Oh.
I didn't keep it with me.
Smart.
I didn't trust myself with that. Yeah,
it's a lot of money to keep in that little apartment. No, so I mean, I don't know. I guess I just always
I think I know an exact time because I was the one to make the decision, you know. But but before that we've talked about it.
Yeah.
And I knew how she felt about me. I knew how I felt about her, and I knew she would say yes, so I had no problem with it.
Yeah, I cried my way through that. Yes.
Yep. And then after that, so how were you able to choose such a good-looking bridal party?
Is this from Jonathan?
No, it's from Aliar.
So my bridal party is all people that still have a big part of my heart and my life. And I love every single one of them. I knew that the main players were going to be people that were closest to me. And I've known my maid of honor since she was born. Mm-hmm. So I've literally, like, the day she was born, like, that girl was mine. So I was like, yep, my whole life, like, I knew. I just knew who she would, like, she was going to be my maid of honor. Having 5 sisters, it's very difficult. One of them was long distance, so it was difficult to even consider having her. And my second oldest sister, she declined. She just did a reading. And then, so that left 2 sisters to be in the bridal party, right? Penny and Paula. Mm-hmm. That was it, right?
Yeah. Then my sister.
And then I had Ben's sister. He only has one, so that made it easy. Ben's cousin, Kelsey. When I go back, like, your life changes so much as you're growing. Like, you're gonna look at your bridal party one day and be like, I wish I would have had somebody else. Like,
but you can't do that because.
But I would never change how my wedding turned out. There are people that are in my life now that I wish could have witnessed it then.
Yeah.
But there's no changes I would have made to that bridal party, no matter how it was done. Because I know.
Same with me.
I mean, with Allie and Mark, it was almost last minute. It was very last minute, kind of. But in my heart, I wanted her there. I wanted her to be a part of it so badly that it ate at me that I didn't ask.
Yeah.
And it was all about a numbers thing for me. I was like, why didn't I ask her? Like, what am I doing? I have to have her. Like, I have to have her.
Yeah.
And she had this talk with me on the way back from the hair salon on the day of the wedding that made me cry. And she's like, don't mess up your makeup, please. But she was tearing up and I was tearing up. And I was just like, I made the best decision. So Aliar, like, even though I don't call you Aliar, because soon to be Ali Z.
Yeah, that's catchy.
It's not. Are you still going to call her Aliar after she gets married?
Probably.
No. No, Allison,
Allie
like...
that's what I can say.
Allie Z.
Allie Z.
No, Allie, like, I don't... Obviously, you belong there. My bridal party was beautiful. Every single one of them. Yeah, mine too.
They were all beautiful.
They were all beautiful. You had
sexy gentlemen.
You had men that were important to me, and you had men that were important to you, and that's what mattered.
Exactly, and that's why I loved it, man.
And we had a blast with all of them. Like, I love every single one of them still to this day. There's not a thing I would change.
Same. Oh, I don't know if this one will get deep or not. So how do you guys deal with Heather's medical issues, and does it affect your love life?
Well, in certain ways, no.
Doesn't affect me. I do just fine.
How do we deal with it? It's just one day at a time. It's just constantly figuring out what's going to work and doing our best to get through it. I mean...
It is. And for me, it's just not... I don't sit and think about it. I just do.
Yeah.
You know, like, the whole hospital thing, like, I'm just doing, like, what my body, like, instinctually wants to do. I'm not sitting there thinking about it. I don't overthink it. Uh, I know I sound like a broken record talking about this, but it's my faith more than anything. You know, my faith in God, dude, it just it gets me through so many things. And I know people could believe what they want, but just being in my life and being stronger in my faith the last couple years, I've gotten through some crazy stuff I've never even would have thought I would have by my, I could never do it by myself. There's no way.
Yeah. I mean, we both have a strong faith. I think that helps. I think his is stronger than mine. I'm working on it. But for me, it's every day is a new day. And I have to take it day by day. I have to take it step by step. I have to take it pill by pill, seizure by seizure. Everything is different. Did we expect to end up in a situation like we did last week? No.
Right, but it's about how you, again, like I talk about all the time, is like how you adapt to it.
It's how we reacted and adapted to it. And once I was fully conscious and hungry, I think, I was upset that I had to stay without you.
Right.
Screw you, COVID, and your rules. But I was okay, I was like, Ben's at home. I can FaceTime him. Like, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I know I'm in good hands, the best in the country, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I'll be all right. Like, I just knew. Like, and maybe that was my faith speaking, and I just didn't know it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just knew I was going to be fine. I wanted to go home desperately, but I was also terrified of what could happen if I did. So, and I knew the risk factors in going home. So I wasn't going to make that mistake.
Yeah. So we still took those safety precautions by you staying the night, and we got through it.
And we just, we're still getting through it. I mean, new medicines, trying to figure out what's, is this going to work? Is this going to be bad? Is this going to be good? And we got to take it appointment by appointment, phone call after phone call. And it just, we handle it, I think, very well together. I don't think we've had any arguments over it ever. We trust our doctors despite a lot of people trying to push for us to find other opinions and give their own advice. I don't really care. Like, we've done our own, we've held our own with these people. We've got, I think we've just always handled it together. Like, we've just never.
Yeah. And I think with, like, so what I do is I voice my opinion to Heather and let her know what I think. And then I see what you want to say. I say, hey, but we can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But this is what I think. And then she'll listen to that and be like, because at first I wanted to take her home. Yes. We were talking about, let's go home. We'll get you out of there tonight. Don't worry about what the doctor says.
He even told me, he's like, the doctor's going to try and talk you into staying. You just tell him, you just stay strong. You've done this before. Go home. And then they tell you about death in your sleep, and you're suddenly the world changes.
Right.
And you're like,
so when the neurologist told me that, he was like, she said she would like to, she will stay the night if she has to take a precaution. I was like, all right, if she said that, then yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Despite what I think, and I think that's where couples have to, again, compromise. It's just about.
Well, I think you knew that day when you heard him tell you the risk factors too.
I thought the same thing. My mind changes like that. Yeah.
Oh God, like, she needs to stay. Like, and you probably were ready to text me the second he walked out of that room if I didn't say I was staying.
Right.
Yeah. So we've had a lot of decisions like that. I remember, and part of me wishes, but everything happens for a reason. I did let him talk me out of leaving the EMU. The very first time, because he hated being there so much. The first time I only lasted 4 days in the epilepsy monitoring unit at UPenn, because Ben was miserable sleeping in.
It wasn't just me though. It was also because of you.
I was very miserable too.
But the second time, we knew what we were getting into. Yes, I think the first time is like we didn't know what to expect.
We didn't know what to expect.
We didn't know how long this was going to take.
And it definitely is difficult when you don't have a time frame, because a lot of times you go into the epilepsy monitoring unit and you're there until they capture a seizure. They're going to do everything they can, and you could be there forever.
Yeah, you could be there 10 days. How long? How much longer? We don't know.
And I mean, and that's what they did to me last week, and I was just like, no, one night, because I'm not going to have
because we know
enough.
it doesn't do anything.
I know that
right.
the next step would have to be the internal EEG, and that's a lot. That's a surgical process. That's a lot longer of time, and that's not something I'm ready to do in the near future. So,
right.
I don't know. How we handle it together. He takes my opinion seriously because he knows it's my body and I know it better than anybody.
Right.
And the other thing is, he knows my seizures. I'd say you know them and Becca knows them the very best. Becca can spot a seizure from across the room, as can you.
Right.
It's very easy to have people who know it, because then it's like, okay, like I trust your opinion on a lot of things because you know as well. I trust that you can talk to a doctor just as confidently as I could in my absence. And that's something that's important because, God forbid I'm not conscious at all, and Ben has to make that decision of like, what would you like us to do? Do you want us to try this or do you want us to try this? Ben's going to make the best decision for me.
And also the neurologist this last time that I FaceTime with, she was actually impressed by how well we knew your seizures.
Yeah. That was...
Because she was like, oh, okay.
Not our first rodeo.
Yeah. But, so there's probably a lot of people that don't know that kind of stuff.
And I feel like it's definitely anyone with a medical condition. I think only those couples can relate to us. Right. In that way. I mean, sure. That's just how it is.
Yeah, but it doesn't affect our love life.
Not at all.
I don't think, yeah.
I think it makes me love him more because he puts up with so much. I think that's where my words of affirmation come in so much, because I'm just so, so grateful for everything he does for me that I can't do. Like, right. It's crazy to think.
Next question is, when did you know you were going to marry Heather? I think I already kind of went into that. About that. Kind of like after we broke up, and I was like, I just made that decision. Like,
you say it like I just decided, like, oh, I guess I'm gonna marry. No, you knew.
Well, if I knew deciding I was gonna get back together with you, I was like, okay, if I get back together with her, since it was the second time I broke up with you, within
a week.
Within a week, I was like, even my mom said, don't play with that girl's heart. And I was like, you're right. Like,
I had to give back all of my Michael Kors bags. Do you know how hard that was?
I know.
And my stuffed animals, like, I had to give back everything.
But yeah, I made that decision to do it a little bit after we got back together. Because I knew, like, okay, getting back together, this is gonna last. Yeah. This is gonna go the long haul. So
that's why I told you that night when you tried to get back together with me, I was like, I'm not doing this again. Yeah. Like, last shot, but...
Right. Yep. What was your best day and what was your worst day together?
Our best day, obviously, is probably our wedding. Actually, I don't know.
That was jumping.
That wedding was the best. We had so much fun. Our best day is probably our wedding. I think everybody says that, but I mean, the wedding or any day in Disney.
Yo, get out of my head.
We finish each other's sandwiches.
Sentences.
It's sandwiches. Oh. You were close. Like when we say things at the same time. Sorry, new girl problems. No, any day at Disney with Ben is the best day. I wouldn't say every day is the best, but our worst day,
last Wednesday?
Last Wednesday was pretty bad. I don't like to think about the worst days.
But without medical stuff.
Medical stuff aside, our worst day was probably when you broke up with me out of nowhere.
Yeah, I guess.
And then called me crying 12 hours later and left me in the lurch. And here I'm thinking you broke up with me, and then the next day you want me back, and then a week later you did it again. Yeah. I think those were our worst days. Other than that, I'm trying to think if we've had a worst day.
Worst day without medical
without medical included.
Yeah, that's hard.
I don't know that we've had worse days.
Hopefully we don't sound like pretentious.
No, we
by
don't.
saying that, but like...
No, I mean, we
know,
fight like everybody else, but...
I'm thinking maybe when we were trying really hard to find a house, probably the first time we were declined, an offer was turned down, and we definitely didn't get the house, and it was one of our first, it might have been the one in the neighborhood next door, honestly.
Probably.
But I think that was one of our worst because it was like, oh my God, how much longer are we going to have to keep doing? I mean, we were going back to my parents every night, like, defeated after trying to find a house and get that done. Like, that was tough.
I think that was one of the best days, too, getting a house.
Getting a house was the best day.
Finally, sorry, but getting out of your parents' house.
just getting out on our own. Like,
I even slept here by myself.
You did. I was like...
With no furniture.
I'm like, I'm not moving in there until there's furniture, you weirdo. But he was fine with it. I just wasn't. I don't know. Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyhow.
What would be our best advice for a couple?
Be best friends. Be able to laugh at the same stuff and sometimes not at the same stuff. Be able to laugh at yourself and each other. I think laughter is huge in our relationship anyway. We spend a lot of time laughing. It's about give and take. I hate saying that. It's about a give and take. Compromise. I can't emphasize enough marrying your best friend. Like, it really is. Like,
it makes
it's
a
so
huge
cheesy,
difference,
because it's one of those things that people say, like, bucket list, marry my best friend, done. Like, that's just one of those.
And it's different because I'm sure some people have best friends that they're not attracted to, so we're not meaning that.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, because we were friends for a little while, and then we just kind of, and then we started dating, but then we kind of, along that way, we started being best friends.
Yep. We kind of, like, we were friends, and then we just get even,
we just got even closer. Yeah.
And
just started becoming best friends, like she has best guy friends, like she will call that from the past or whatever.
I still have some best guy friends, but
they're not as close as me.
Right, and I never wanted to marry them or anything with them, so.
Right. And it's not like I'm going to go, because it's weird when some couples have, like, the wife will have a best guy friend and the guy will have a best girl. Like, that's weird. Like, you guys should be each other's best friend.
Yeah. We still have other friends who are best friends.
Yeah.
But, well, more so me than him, but we still have other best friends, but it's not the same kind of closeness.
Yeah, it's not the same thing.
But, we're not our only friends, so that's kind of important. Don't be trapped in just the two of you, because if you don't have anything else going on, then every little thing is a problem.
Yeah. You're going to nitpick.
You're going to nitpick. You're going to be, like, if you don't have an outside life, and I actually learned this from Allie Har when you and I broke up, I didn't have an outside life outside of you. So I was really broken.
Right.
Like, I did not know what to do.
Right.
And I needed Allie and Mark to, like, help me figure it out.
Right.
And that's when I joined the karate school, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to have my own life. Like I used to, but I always had somebody.
But she always wanted to be around me doing everything, so.
I did. Right. I still have, but I think now it's become just a comfort thing. Like, geez, sometimes I'm like, I don't want to do it without Ben. But then other times I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, he can go. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't really want you going anywhere without me, but I'm fine going places without you.
Which is weird because I like doing things alone, so.
Yeah. Does it bother you that I'm always around?
No.
Okay, good. Because I can't go anywhere.
I get to do things, like, at least sitting in here and working on stuff by myself.
Yeah.
Even if you're in a different room, like, that's still alone time for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't have to be in a separate area. Like, I can just be in the room across from you.
Yeah.
And that's alone time for me.
You can go to the park and go for walks.
But I do that. Yeah, I do all that stuff in the morning before you even wake up. So that way, when you wake up, I'm ready for Heather time. You know what I mean?
No. But yeah, I would say it's important to have things that are yours, not just both of yours.
Yeah. And also I would say communication.
Communication, oh my gosh.
Don't be scared to talk about things. Especially if it's your significant other, like, why are you scared to talk about it?
I'm the type of person who, like, if I feel like I need to tell Ben something, I need to tell him now.
Right.
Or I can't get
Sometimes I don't want to hear it.
But it's like, I have to tell you.
Right, I understand
that. It's like, oh my gosh, I'll have a panic attack if I don't tell Ben this right now. And there are other times where it's just like, there are certain things, like, you shouldn't share with anyone, but you just feel like it's a good story. So you, like, come out and you, like, tell it. Then you're like, that's gross. Probably should have saved that for Becca. Or, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, there's some stuff I don't want to hear, but... You know what? It's nice that she feels like she needs to tell me. But then I tell her, hey, just keep that stuff to yourself, Tell a different friend.
I'll just tell Becca.
Tell a different friend that.
Becca
I don't want to hear it.
understands my life.
Yeah. But other things, like, don't be afraid to communicate stuff with your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever.
Don't keep it bottled up.
Because it will explode at the worst possible time. And it will become a fight.
Right.
Don't drop hints.
Right, just tell it straight out, especially
just
to guys.
Say it.
Yeah, especially
just
to guys. Don't try and drop hints. Just tell them.
And
like, if you want them to do something, tell them to do it. And don't try and drop hints because it makes no sense.
Yeah,
guys aren't going to get it.
No.
So and then you just get mad because the guy doesn't get it, and the guy gets mad because he doesn't understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, just tell them straight up.
Straight up
That's
ask.
so dumb.
And then also, I think, notice the little things that they do. Don't ignore that.
Appreciate the little things.
Appreciate the little things that get done. Like, for me, it's like doing the laundry, scrubbing the toilet. There's nothing people hate more than cleaning a toilet. Ben does it for me. Like, I'm just grateful because I hate doing it.
I do it for me too.
I know, but
it's not just
like,
for you.
But it's like you do that
for the whole household,
and then I don't have to do it. Like, that's just something.
Right.
Doing the dishes, like.
Yeah, because I get to the whole thing with the whole cleaning thing is like she can outlast me.
We play a game
because I can only go so long until I have to clean it. I'm like, this is disgusting. I need to clean this, and then she can outlast me through that. So that's why I end up cleaning a lot because she just doesn't care. She'll leave it, and then she'll be like, I'll leave it long enough so Ben will get sick of it, and then he'll do it. So. That's why I end up cleaning everything.
It's so funny because it used to be a game that I did play.
I'm sure.
But now it's not a game anymore. Now it's pure laziness.
Oh, yeah.
It is pure laziness that things don't get done. And I'm like, well, I'm the worst. But there are days where I'm just like, okay, today I'm doing this so that Ben doesn't have to. And he's going to come home and be so surprised.
Yeah.
And then 6 hours later, I'm like, well, I never did that, but it's time for bed now, so I guess I'll just...
Well, it's the thought that counts.
I really wanted to do it, and dishes are a big one for me. I'm like, that's such an easy task. Laundry, I can't stand doing laundry, even though it's so easy. I just hate our basement, and I hate going down there and fighting with the washer, and pulling out dog hair and stuff like that, trying to clean it, so it just gets on my nerves, like... Whereas Ben does
with the washer.
Ben doesn't
what are you
even
doing down there.
I'm pulling out all the dog hair from the.
All you gotta do is take the clothes out, put them in the dryer. Don't worry about anything else.
No, you have to clean all that dog hair out of the washer, otherwise things smell. And there's dog hair all over your stuff. You have to keep cleaning that rubber rim. You're supposed to.
Oh, okay.
Well, now I need to go do laundry because he hasn't cleaned the rubber rim. That sounds awful, but...
I don't clean the rubber rim.
He hasn't cleaned the rubber rim in a long time, so I need to go down and clean the rim. Yeah,
so what... So, marry your best friend.
Marry your best friend. Communicate. Don't bottle things up. Have outside... things that are outside of each other.
Have your own life.
Yes, have your own life plus your life together.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that you could do. I mean, we're not going to be experts. I mean, we haven't been together forever.
By no means. Yeah.
But I don't think anyone that's been together longer than us is going to say anything different.
Right.
I mean, there are people that are married and, just wait till you have kids and you've been together for this many years and you'll learn. No, I've learned. We've been through a lot of stuff. Like, a lot.
Yeah.
Way more than...
More than kids could ever put us through.
More than any everyone our age should or have gone through. There's a lot of kids that have, and
I think I put my parents through a lot, so I actually learned from that. I remember that.
Yeah.
So like it was school and stuff. Like I remember what I put them through. So anyway, last question is, how do y'all do it?
How do y'all do it?
Yeah, like in bed.
No, no, they didn't.
No. I mean, just like, I guess do life. I guess do it together.
I guess we talked probably do this. Do what we do.
Yeah, we podcast.
No, they're probably asking like, how do we do it with everything we have going on? How do we do it?
I don't know. We have that love. We have that communication. We have, I don't know. I don't even think about it. I just do it.
Yeah, I guess we just do.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Just go through life.
I've had a lot of people tell us we have one of the strongest relationships they've ever seen, and like people admire our relationship, and that's great.
I just live my life.
Yes, he does. He just lives life, and
that's all I do. I don't.
It's Ben's world, and we're all just living in it.
I don't think about it.
I
just live and I do things that I want to do, and I take care of my wife, and I try and provide for her. I do the best I can. I don't know. I mean, there's no secrets.
There are no secrets.
There's no secrets to it.
You can't prepare for what might happen. You don't know. You never know. And in our situation particularly, we have no idea what every day is going to hold for us, but we're just going with it, and we're just doing it. And we're always planning for the future, you know? We have that in our mind, like, this is what's next. Like, we're going to Disney.
And we talk about those plans too.
This. Like, we want to do this, and we have plans for this, and I'd like to do this, and things like that. And, you know. Yeah,
because there's things that I want to do, and we've talked about it, and they kind of match up.
Yep.
So
sometimes he's a little too much in my brain, and I don't like it.
Yeah, we're in each other's brains a lot. You know, we have kind of...
You know, but he can't have the broken brain. I mean, he's broken sometimes, but not like mine.
Yeah, I do have the
don't even.
CTE symptoms.
Don't even. No, you don't. You just forget stuff.
Dementia or Alzheimer's. One of those.
No, you're just forgetful. Like... You're like, what's that word? Oh, I have this. That. No, you know what I hate?
What?
When you go to tell a joke or a story from a podcast. Oh, and you're like,
I'm the worst. I'm the worst storyteller.
Oh, but you get it honestly.
Ooh, what is it?
Yeah. You're like, oh, wait, what did he hold on. I know what he said. He said, and then he sits there for 10 minutes and you're like, no, just let it go. Show me the podcast that you saw it on and try and find it. No, there's no secret to how we do it. We're just
I'm trying to think of one.
Living life. I think that's part of it is optimism, that everything's going to be okay. It's faith. It's knowing that we're going to be fine.
Yeah, no matter what you go through, no matter the struggle, no matter how bad the struggle is and how much you feel stuck and how much you're going through, like you're always going to come out the other end okay.
And having a plan for the future, I think, is big.
Yeah, and doing something that you love to do and trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I can't stress that enough. You know, you don't have to, make money doing it, but do something that you love to do. And even if it's on the side, and it just gives you that something to look forward to every day, even if you don't look forward to going to work.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then,
Yeah, it just does something to your mood. It's a lot different. If you just wake up and go to work and you don't have anything else, what are you doing with your life? You're going to feel worthless. You're going to feel like you're not doing anything.
Yeah. And I think, oh, now I'm pulling to you and I forget what I was
you done forgot what you were going to say.
I don't know. I was going to say, that's where I was going. So faith is a big part of it. It's just like, knowing that we're going to be okay, having a support system too is huge. Like we have people, friends, family, we're very blessed in that aspect because 100%. If we were alone, I don't know how well, I mean, I think we'd do all right, but I don't know how well we would do with everything.
It'd be a little bit more of a struggle.
It would be a little bit more of a struggle because we definitely have really good people in our corner, and that's huge. Like, you know, my friends and my family, like, are everything. The friends that randomly send me gifts and just to cheer me up or just to, you know, knowing that, you know, and having like your mom send me flowers just because, and my mom sending us food and things like that. It's just those little things that just kind of add up to being the big things, having people around you. One thing I will say the most, I don't say to have someone to look up to. Don't do that. Don't have aspirations to, I want to be like this couple. Don't.
Oh, be a better version of yourself.
Be better versions of yourself.
Make yourself better.
And your relationship will be better, because you can say all you want, like, I want to be like, you know, like in country songs, like grandma and grandpa have been together for, sure, I want to be together as long as grandma and granddad, of course.
Yeah.
But I don't want the same relationship as them.
Right.
Like, I want my own. I want something different. I want my own traditions, my own lifestyle, my own everything. So I think everyone has to remember that too, because some couples, they go with the flow. That's how it is. Ziva's angry.
Groceries are here.
Food's here. Gab's here.
Hey, Ziva.
Ziva.
Hey, come here.
Ziva, come here. Come protect mommy. Sit with mommy. Good girl. Sit with mommy. Sit with mommy. Hey.
And on that note, I think that was a pretty good episode. I think it was a good Valentine's Day talk.
Yeah, and I think that's the end of our Valentine's Day, because now Ben has to go to work. And I'll be here having Galentine's Day with my best friend. And my dogs. Oh, please don't throw up right now.
No, it was a burp.
Our dog just burped on us. No, I think, you know, everybody have a good Valentine's Day, and no, it's not just a greeting card holiday. I think it's something. So, listen to
even if you don't like it, spend that time to
do just something.
You know, give
something.
something
I heart
to your,
you on a Post-it and stick it on the fridge.
Or, you know, look up the daily what are they called? Love languages. And, you know, try and figure out what your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your husband has, and, you know, fulfill that for them.
Yep. Try and figure out.
You know?
And you're supposed to do the love language book, I think, together.
Oh, okay.
That's something you learn together, but I think we've already got it.
But
so have a happy Valentine's Day week. That's what we're going to have to say, since it's coming out a little late.
It'll be on Thursday.
But have a good Valentine's Day week. Have a good week in general. And thank you for listening, of course.
Yeah, guys, thanks for listening. And, I don't know. Instagram, Heather Souza.
That's right. Find me.
Instagram, Big B Ham. The Strong Tower Podcast on Instagram. Strong Tower Podcast on TikTok. Strong Tower Nutrition on Instagram. I'm everywhere. Get at me.
So reachable.
Get some. Tell your friends about me. Anyway, thank y'all for listening. Anyway, thank y'all for listening. This is Strong Tower Podcast. I'm Ben Hamrick. This is Heather Hamrick, and we're out.